bent over row is a fantastic back and bicep exercise that I see done all the time. One of the common issues though is that it lights up people's lower backs, usually because of the way that it gets set up. So I want to go over some of the basic setup and also the key mistakes that I often see with this lift that limits how much somebody can load it and also how much discomfort they get from it. Setting up the dumbbell bent over row, we're gonna grab 2 dumbbells. We're gonna have them angled around 45 degrees, so on the outside of our thighs here. We wanna pull the shoulders down away from the ears. Then we wanna bend at the waist, and we're gonna turn our toes out slightly. From there, we're gonna drive the elbows towards the ceiling or behind us, keeping those shoulders down. We're gonna pause when the elbows are in line with the body, and then we're gonna reach long, still keeping those shoulders down away from the ears. Now the areas that you feel the most when doing this exercise are usually gonna be the region underneath the armpit here along the sides, which are your lats, and then you're also gonna feel this through the mid-back, as long as we're keeping the shoulder down away from the ear. So when you're rowing, the thing to make sure of is that we need to stop when the elbow lines up with the body and not go any further than that, because we start to lose the shoulder position and lose the involvement of the back. So you can even feel that without weight. If you stand tall, pull the shoulder down away from the ear, bend your elbow at 90 degrees, and then drive the elbow down away from the ear, you're gonna get some tension along the side, and that's the same feeling that you're looking for as you're rowing. The other thing to make sure of in this movement is that we have a wide enough stance in order to be able to turn the toes out slightly and bend our knees slightly so that we can load our hamstrings and our glutes and take some pressure off the lower back. If our stance is super narrow, then what will happen is we're not stable, so we need to find stability somewhere, and that's usually going to be through the back. So make sure that we take a stance about hip width, turn the toes out 10, 20 degrees, and then open the knees and push into the floor. And if you do this, even again, without weight, you're gonna feel like you can create tension through the ground. You're gonna feel your legs start doing some work. And as you bend over, you're gonna feel that loaded into the hamstring and the glute, which means that as you row, this will give you a much stronger position, thus saving your lower back and also letting you load it more, which means more gains. So putting this all together, we're gonna make sure that we have a wide enough stance, toes out slightly, shoulders down, and when we're bent over, the last thing to make sure of is that the bells are always close to the body. They are never drifting away from you. This will pull you off balance and also break the upper back position. So bells stay close, and then from there, we're gonna drive the elbow, look for that tension along the sides, which means keeping the elbow close, and then reach long. The angle of the dumbbell matters a little bit with the dumbbell version of this. You want to keep probably around a 45 or palms facing for the grip. They're not going to come together, they're going to stay apart. You're going to keep pulling them apart as you row, and this is going to give you way more involvement of the lats and way less involvement of your lower back, which means that you'll probably be a lot happier. All right, hope it helps.